a.m. Let's get ready for work. Remember how I told you guys that I do PT in the afternoon? Well, I also have PT this morning. We're gonna go do some of that. We put some caffeinated Crystal Light in a bottle, and we're gonna drink that on the way. Need a protein bar. And I'll probably check in with you guys in a couple of hours. Wearing a hat, we're back in the car. By the way, the reason why I'm wearing a hat is because my hair is doing this funny thing where it's just... What? Yeah. Anyways, so we're keeping a hat on, even though I need to wash this hat. So PT clients for the morning are done. They are all now like off to work. And now what I do is a mixture of things. So I do all my roles that I need to do to fulfill at the country club, but I also will be taking a lot of my calls for nutrition clients, especially ones that are in Europe, because I kind of have to segment those into the earlier part of the morning. Otherwise, it's not a convenient time for them. And then typically speaking, I'll have other calls for business in the afternoon. I only have one today. And then we also have some more nutrition clients in the afternoon, and then we have a couple PT clients in the afternoon, and then we're going to be editing this video for the whole rest of it. Got to fit a workout in somewhere there. It's going to be a good day.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
If you're wondering, I do take a lot of my calls in my car, and the reason for that is my office that I have is very open concept, we'll call it. And so I don't want to be talking about people's personal matters, even though you can't really hear them and understand. Like, I'm still talking about people's nutrition, which is very highly personal and very sensitive. So if there's people in the office, I will not be doing my calls in the office, and I'll normally just come into my car, which is super great that I got this Tesla because I can just keep the air and heat running and keep my laptop in the car with me. My laptop's right there behind me, and then I can just use it as an office space. That's why I have it in that chill mode that you would have seen in yesterday's vlog. So I do always wonder though, what does it look like from the outside looking in? I guess I'll never know. I'm reading through some of the comments you guys are leaving on yesterday's video and DMing me about, because I have a lot of stealth followers, I like to call them, where the people that don't really want to openly out in the public leave comments and like leave a digital footprint, but they'll still show their support by like DMing you. So I read a lot of DMs every day, which I do appreciate. It does, however, nullify my ability to grow the channel in a certain capacity. So if you do want to really support someone, you sometimes do have to make a digital footprint, unfortunately, but I still appreciate you guys nonetheless. I digress. Somebody just left the funniest DM I've ever seen. And I didn't even think of it yesterday. They're like, I've never been so nervous in my life than watching you eat a burrito bowl over your white seats in your car. Dude, when I tell you I didn't even think of that, that could have been a tragic vlog yesterday. Thank goodness things just work out for me, I guess.
Got him!
I felt the need to give that person a shout out. So Sophia, shout out. Thank you so much. That really, I don't want to say made my day, but yeah, it kind of did. What I didn't mention in the intro is that I'm going to be doing the giveaway right now for the Instagram giveaway for Grounds YVR cinnamon rolls. So it was a 6-pack. They're like super duper tasty, amazing. Probably the best cinnamon rolls that are like no egg, no nut, no everything. They're delicious, and they're in Vancouver. They're the best in Vancouver, hands down. And they were kind enough to sponsor a giveaway. So we'll be doing that. I'll be messaging that person right now. And then we're going to answer some asked questions on my Instagram. I asked you guys yesterday to send me some questions that will be answered in the vlog. So that was right here. And yeah, I'm going to go through those. Oh man, there's some really good ones. Okay, really exciting. All right, guys, the winner of the Instagram giveaway is... Pause for dramatic effect. Noah Naka. There he is. All right. He commented, he tagged someone. I'm not even going to begin to attempt that account name. And he said, I want to eat this. You'll get the chance to, Noah. Fantastic. What is your favorite superhero? I feel like it has to be a tie between either Superman. No, why did I say that? I don't like Superman. It has to be a tie with either Spider-Man or Iron Man. Because something about the like, fuck you money that Iron Man has is like cool. He also made Audi R8s cool, and like just I love tech in general, so I think that's why I love it. But also something about like the original storyline of like Peter Parker, where he could, you know, shoot webs out of his hands, like naturally. That kind of seemed, I mean, obviously it was unnatural, but like that was always really cool. Boxers or briefs? Let me look up the difference. Briefs. Okay, glad we got that sorted. Technically, what I wear almost exclusively is Lululemon boxers, but they're not like traditional boxers. Like they're like snug, but they're not snug, but like they hold things in. Kind of like Saks style, you know, S-A-X-X. I also have some of those. That's kind of the style that I prefer. I don't know, I just don't want things just like dangling out there. Maybe it's too TMI, but like I just don't want things smacking around down there, you know what I mean? What are your thoughts on the Yamamoto study? I don't know what they're referencing. This is not a shot at the person that asked me the question, but when legitimate academics do this, they will never say like the Yamamoto study unless it's like super well known in the space. Chimpanzee helping.
2 hours later.
I just gotta ask the original person who phrased this question, like, why did you think I would know this study, like as if it was just common knowledge? I'm not gonna make you sit there and watch me read it, but after reading it, on first glance, if I understand correctly, effectively chimpanzees don't just help people altruistically for like no benefit. Yeah, I don't know how do I feel about the Yamamoto study? I don't know, cool. That just kind of is what it is. They don't seem to help others. Humans do help others. I do feel like I help people altruistically. Altruistically is like for like the feeling of goodness, right? Like you know that you'll never get anything from it, but you just help people just cuz. Yeah, I kind of do think that some societies stand on that, and some people may see that as like you do kind of take advantage of other people in that regard, and the weaker people are typically the ones taken advantage of in this case are usually the ones that do all the work altruistically and then gain no financial benefit or no reward in the end. But I think you should do it. I think when you're helping people, you should do it when you have the chance to, and it doesn't decrease your quality of life in any way. Like it doesn't take from your life in any way. Sure, it might not add anything to your life, but as long as it doesn't take away from your life and make your life more meaningless or negative in some way, you know? What's your favorite form of cardio? You have to choose one. Oh, that's pretty easy. Playing tennis. I don't like running. I ran a half marathon this year. I completely forgot about that. I ran the BMO Vancouver half marathon this year. I hated every second of training for it, and I still hated every second of it while running, but I was super proud of myself for finishing because it's truly something that I hated. All those cold plunge people going, oh my God, but I cold plunge, do something hard today, blah, blah, blah. I was training for a running that I did not want to do. That's doing something hard. I hated it the entire way from start to finish, and I still did it because I agreed with Jesse that I would do it. If you haven't been following my Instagram for that long, I also ran more than the half marathon because I thought I lost my phone midway through, which is kind of a funny story. I was running at about kilometer 17 when I realized I had like taken a Gatorade out because my blood sugar was low pretty much the entire run. I started the run with a really high blood sugar, took no insulin, but because the physical activity took a load on me, I was just like eating the whole run. I had a Gatorade here on my vest, which was also, it bruised my ribs in the end, but I popped off the cap, drank it, finished it, and then threw it out. And then I put my phone in there, but my phone wasn't there the whole time. It was in a different pocket. So by kilometer 17 or 18, I was like, wait a damn minute. Where's my phone? I'm wearing an Apple Watch, but I didn't think about it because I had a low blood sugar, remember? So you don't really think about all of those things when you're running. I'm like, fuck, I gotta find my phone because it's like middle of the race. It'll be closed. I'm sitting there, like the panic sets in. You're like, I'll lose my phone. Oh my God, end of the world. So I turned around, ran back almost a kilometer before I realized, I'm like, oh, I can do the Find My. And I'm still running while I'm trying to figure out the Find My thing on here because I couldn't remember how you make a noise. It had just recently updated on the watch, so it was in a different spot. And then I accidentally clicked this and it showed up the little button to do this. Dude, when I heard that sound, I had just hit about a kilometer running backwards. So I went from like, I think it was like 18 to 17 or 17 to 16. I was like, oh no. Heard the sound, immediately UE'd back. And in that last kilometer of the race was the hardest run I've ever had to do. One leg started cramping, and then the last 500 meters, the other leg started cramping. We had hamstrings and glutes, both like feathering a cramp on me. I was just so depleted, so hungry, so tired. And because my training, I hated doing it. I truthfully did not prepare anywhere near as much as I should have. That was by far and away the longest run up until like in my training. So yeah, considering I train for like 2 days a week, 2 to 3 days a week on top of everything else that I do, it was really impressive. I was really happy with myself. I finished with 2 hours, 15 minutes. Totally could have done it faster if I didn't run back a kilometer. To go back to answer the question, running, not my favorite form of cardio. I'll run for a fuzzy yellow ball anytime. Fuzzy yellow ball, not a pickleball. It's not the same thing. How many years did it take you to see your gains like they are today? Well, 29. Yeah, it took like a solid few years. I obviously had to eat more because I was very skinny going into university, and university was kind of when I started, you know, taking lifting seriously. And then obviously I started learning about nutrition and my university degree of dietetics, nutrition and dietetics. So yeah, I would say it took at least like 2 or 3 years to build a good foundation, to build the body that people started like commenting on. I feel like I've looked the same now for the last 2 or 3 years. So really the total timeline there's like 8 years. So out of 8 years, it took 3 or 4 to like really build the foundation. Then to get to the point where people are like, whoa, you're shredded, dude. That happens in waves. That doesn't happen year round because I'm not that shredded year round. Fun fact, if you watch an influencer that is shredded year round, they're either taking gear, suffering to stay shredded, they're only shredded in one part of their body, like their abs, for example, but they hold a shit ton of fat elsewhere, or finally, they're not actually shredded year round and they're only showing pictures from the times when they are shredded. That's social media for you. I would say about 3 to 4 years to build like a solid, and I'm sure you could have done it faster. Like if I knew what I know now, I could have done it a lot faster, but it is what it is. I tried to overtrain my body and made all the mistakes in the book. Put a link to it down in the comments below. A recent video I did of all the mistakes I made when I started my journey. All right, I gotta go back to work. We'll continue this later. All I'm gonna say is shout out Taylor Swift. Go yourself. Man, I've been sitting in the car for over an hour just trying to get across a bridge in traffic. As a result of that, we are now back at Duffin's Donuts, where you would have already seen us if you watched the first vlog. I did not go to the gym because I saw how bad the traffic was. I will likely go to the gym closer to me if I can, or I have a treadmill at home and I'll at least get a shit ton of steps in. Because Taylor Swift is gonna add like an hour and a half, 2 hours to my commute, and I need to edit this video before it goes out tomorrow. So yeah, we're gonna get another one of those chicken burgers. It's gonna be delish. And yeah, I'm not just like a resident Taylor Swift hater. In fact, I don't hate her at all. She's just performing today, tomorrow, and the next day. She's ending her Eras tour here in Vancouver, so yeah. The way that girl just absolutely humbled me. Hold on one second. I am in the studio. We're walking on the treadmill. I mean, I'm gonna stop right now while I talk to you guys. The way that girl just humbled me, my gosh, it's insane. I mean, obviously, she had nothing to do with it, but the Taylor Swift effect is bananas. Daily vlogging is no joke. I've been editing this vlog for like 3 hours already, if not 4. I have to do the thumbnail. I have to like, you know, make food and eat. Thank goodness I stopped for food at Duffin's. Man, shout out that chicken burger. There's also a Viet burger that has jalapenos in it. Delish. Anyways, it's now 7 p.m. I'm gonna figure out food with Jesse, but I'm gonna sign off the vlog here because I gotta survive and do this again tomorrow. For context, you don't know this, but it is Saturday tomorrow. And normally we do fitness classes together on that day. Well, she does a fitness class, but I've been joining her for the last few, so we'll see if I can sneak in and join her tomorrow too. Otherwise, I don't know, because today I didn't work out. And no, I'm not penalizing myself. You shouldn't penalize yourself. Speak of the devil, she is rolling in right now. So we're gonna go figure that out, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's vlog. Hopefully you guys enjoyed learning about me a little bit through the Q&A and through other parts of this video. Let's see what tomorrow holds. See you later.